What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Gundam Guys podcast. I'm Keenan.
I'm Jeff.
And this is a podcast where I take Jeffrey through every episode of Mobile Suit Gundam. We talk about it. We have some laughs. We may have some thoughts. We
have some tears.
We have some tears. I'm very excited about reviewing this episode in particular. I think watching it ahead of time, I'm very excited to see what Jeff has to say about it.
I'm very excited because I don't remember the preview from last time at all, so I have no idea what's going to happen.
Okay, then let me take you to the preview of what happened last episode.
No, don't tell me about the preview. Okay, tell me about last episode. Don't tell me about the preview. Let me go in fresh.
Okay. I'll let you go in blind on this episode. Last time was where we got to see, not only were we introduced into more information about our villains, the Zabi family, we now know that they are just straight up evil and dictators.
Yeah, we got to see that Zeon is scary as fuck.
They held a funeral, which was just a big political stunt, even though it was great to have another portrait of Garma that was 400 times the size of the one in his room.
Oh, even he couldn't save that. I mean, and when you think about it, they did commit a massive genocide of an entire continent. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they're utterly terrifying should not be a surprise.
On top of that, Iselina tried to kill Amuro.
That was 2 episodes ago.
Was that 2 episodes ago?
Yeah, last time was the guy in the this is not a Zaku.
Right, we got introduced to Ramba Raw.
Yeah,
that's right. We got a new challenger to pose a threat to White Base.
A new challenger approached.
Yes. Ramba Raw joins the fight.
Very leisurely, if I remember correctly. I enjoyed him. He was very chill about the whole, I'm gonna murder all these people.
He was the smartest combatant that they have faced so far, and when I say smart, I mean just tactically.
You couldn't convince Char of that, but it is true.
Right. You were also very skeptical of his lover, because she had a very funny way of speaking.
She was completely monotone, and I believe she will kill him one day.
She's out to get everybody. And then the end of it was Giren's speech at the funeral, rousing up the population of Zeon to fight the Earth Federation in a demonstration of just clear villainy.
Well, yeah, and we got to see, I mean, it's you know, you made basically they took a people who feel oppressed, mm-hmm. ramped up their insecurities, does this sound familiar?
Yeah.
And got them just all in a heap over, look, these people are why everything's wrong, so go after these people. Admittedly, as one of our listeners commented on Twitter today, the Federation ain't so hot, but last episode was when Zeon went to
did I see that?
I don't know. It happened on the Gundam Guys Twitter. Did you not check, Keenan?
Well, I could tell you one thing, because I got a tweet. Somebody finally used the Mobile Suit Jeffrey hashtag.
Yes!
And if you don't know about it, that means the tweet worked.
Well, I wasn't. I'm not checking for it.
Well, because you have it blocked, right?
Correct.
Good. But that's cool. That's cool that the Gundam Guys got a tweet.
But it was this really, he pointed out Frau saying, sometimes the Federation could seem as bad as Zeon. And I was like, listen, I remember Luna too.
The Earth Federation ain't great.
So I wouldn't even say that Zeon as a whole is necessarily evil. It's just a horrifically evil regime.
Yeah, because we've seen plenty of characters that they're just unfortunately cogs in the machine, but they're still wholesome people.
Though I'm still unsure about Degwin. He feels a little coggy in the machine himself. And it's Giren who seems to be the puppet master. But we have 30 more episodes to find out about that?
Yeah. Real quick, though, before we jump into things here,
yes,
I have one more thing that I'd like to share with you and our listeners.
Do tell.
We got another review.
Is it a good one?
Of course it's a good one.
Okay, I was about to say.
Why would I read you bad reviews?
Listen, Keenan, I don't know why you do what you do sometimes, but
I have to keep you on your toes.
Good to know.
So, this is from, I don't know if you know this user, because they referenced us by name, is user Fern Mamba.
I do not, but hello, Fern Mamba.
Hello, Fern Mamba. Thank you for writing this 5-star review about us. Love it.
What? Yes.
I literally listened to Keenan and Jeff all day. I listen to the Gundam Guys on my headphones at work because I don't like my coworkers. Oh, that's sad to hear. Listening to Keenan and Jeff is like reliving weekday afternoons and coming home from school and running to the TV to put on Toonami. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, okay, I do know who this is. Not that I know them, but they tweeted this at Gundam Guys.
Oh, did they?
Yes, and I thank them because here's the thing. Now tell me if this is wrong. Not you, Keenan, but listeners. I believe you tweeted me and we had this conversation, and that tweet meant the world to me, let me tell you, because the podcasts I love are the ones where it's like I'm just listening to two friends talk about this thing I adore, and having someone tell us that, you know, we're, you know, you're having a tough time at work and listening to us cheers you up and you really love listening and going through all the episodes. That means the fucking world to me. Excuse my swearing. So
we're an explicit podcast. It's fine.
So okay, yes, but I like to pick my moments. I like to make them live. But really, that's just the coolest shit. So this review and the tweet that we received, I absolutely adored it. Thank you.
Yeah, and they go on. Not only did they reference about like being on taking us back to Toonami, but they also said, I recommend the Gundam Guys. They know what they're I recommend the Gundam Guys. They know what they're doing, what they're talking about. They're funny, and hands down, no, they are awesome.
Yes! Oh, thank you so much!
Fern Mamba, you are an amazing person, and thank you for writing that to us.
You are my hero. Thank you so much. That was incredibly sweet.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to share with everybody. So again, if you send us reviews, I will read them on the air.
You got me blushing.
Now,
yes,
we need to fill our bellies with some food.
I hear that because, Keenan, as you know, and as all of our listeners know, I oppose the very thought, the very idea of sitting down to enjoy an anime and not having a snack. And this week, our snack is French fries, but not just any French fries. Fancy ass French fries that Keenan picked up for us. I've got some garlic aioli, yes, a little sriracha mayo, please. Oh, jalapenos, bacon, nacho cheese, yes. Keenan, what's going on in your fries?
So I ordered for both of us fritas. And on my frita, I have guacamole, I have cilantro, I have the aioli as well, because their aioli is fantastic. I also have serrano peppers, and to add a little spice to my day, I have Diablo sauce.
You got the Diablo sauce?
I did get the Diablo sauce.
Okay, so we're going to be taking several bathroom breaks for Keenan over the course of this recording, if it sounds a little patchy.
This episode may be a ticking time bomb.
I'm so glad y'all ain't here, and I'm so sorry I am. But right now, what I'm not sorry about is that we are going to go watch some Gundam. We will see y'all when we get back.
Hey everybody, we just got done watching Gundam episode 13. This episode is called Coming Home. This episode aired on June 30th, 1979 in Japan, and in the US it aired on August 8th, 2001. Jeff.
I will tell you, Keenan, at the end of the episode, it's very strong reactions. But you have the nicest hand soap, and it's really calmed me down.
Oh, thank you.
What is that, like a little cucumber and...
I believe it's a lavender cucumber.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
But however, this was a very good episode. Point 1. Point 2. I have never... No, that's not true. I forgot about Iselina's father.
You've seen a lot of TV,
I have almost never gotten so angry at the behavior of a character in this show as I did this week. And we're going to get to it because as you witnessed with your eyes... I lost my fucking mind at one point.
Your jaw was dropped.
We will get to it. But you know what happens before that? We get to have fun on the beach, and I love it.
Yay! We got a beach episode.
Our ladies finally got to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And Hayato kicked Ryu's ass, and it was real good.
Yeah, this 15-year-old short little Asian boy took Ryu, who's probably like 300 pounds, and threw him.
Tiny. He's like, I feel like they even drew him tinier. He was like,
oh, quite possibly.
Like, he was like 5 Dolstum heads put together. Like, it's just so tiny. But then he just threw this giant to the ground. And I was like, yes.
So, White Base, when we left off, had to crash land on an island. This is the same island that they're on now. They just were able to move the ship into the water and have everybody just, kind of relax. Mirai and Sailor are out getting a tan, and
yes, I'm so happy my girls get to rest, Keenan. They work so much harder than everyone else.
The kids are playing in the ocean, being cute and adorable. Kai's even going out. He's got like he's carrying a radio with him. And then he's also in swim trunks. He walks by Mirai and Sailor, who are just, having a nice little chat with each other. He's asking them, hey, where did Amuro go? As it turns out, where they are is not very far from where Amuro used to grow up when he was a little boy.
Yes, he went home. And Kai was like, what, where rich people live?
Oh,
because he's rich? And
he's
they were like,
Earth elite.
Yeah, and they were like, just because he lives on Earth. And he's like, nah, everyone who lives on Earth is elite. And I was like, which is hilarious because the next time he sees Amuro, he makes Amuro his partner in crime.
Yeah.
And I love Kai. He is my second favorite character as of the moment. He's my second favorite living character as of the moment.
Yeah, I think this episode establishes that despite previous episodes where, well, just one particular episode where Kai was just an absolute bully, this episode felt like, okay, I think they're more like friendly rivals than they are, like, rather than they just hate each other.
Keenan, don't pause. You make it weird.
That's fine. I can fix it in post.
Sorry, y'all. I had a little yawning moment. As Keenan pointed out to me before recording, I yawn a lot during the course of the show because we record this on Friday, and it is always been a very long week.
Yes, it has. But it's funny now that you're conscious of it.
Wait, did you say it? What did you say?
It's funny now that you're conscious of it.
I thought you just said it's funny now that you're conscious. I thought you were just like, oh, well, it's nice to see you awake for this week's show. I was like, excuse me. And that's the thing. Me being aware of it does not stop it from happening. It just makes me more uncomfortable as it happens. I'm so sleepy, but I'm so happy to be here with you all.
I mean, after watching an episode like this, I would be pretty exhausted too.
Listen, between this episode and the new Madonna album, my emotions have been put through the ringer from stem to stern all day, and I still gotta do my Zumba when I get home. I can't wait to go to sleep.
So why don't we get things moving then? Last thing that Sailor and Mirai have a discussion about to kind of set the stage for everything is that there have been a lot of air raids that have been going on, apparently, and also guerrilla warfare is not too far from them. So,
yikes.
Exactly.
We never land in a happy place, those of us on White Base. I do think my yawn did interrupt. You were going to make a point about Kai?
Oh, the fact that him being shitty again, as opposed to just being a real jerk, is just so refreshing.
I love shitty Kai. Like, I mean, the thing is, he hasn't been a nightmare since episode 7. He's been back to normal, but that scarred me so deeply where he was just so poorly written in that episode. I'm like, please never bring us back to that.
And aside from the one episode where we introduced the gun cannon for realsies, and he got to pilot it and get, shocked and everything, we haven't heard much from him. Like, we've seen him around, but he hasn't had a lot of speaking time in the last few episodes. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, and it was either in the last episode, the one before it, where we saw him and he just didn't speak the whole episode. But yeah, he's my boy is back, and he's just as useful and tiresome as always, which is exactly how I like him.
Yep. Now then, we cut away from the beach and we go to a nice little town. Actually,
oh, I love a little town. Is it? It was pretty there.
Yeah. Which is not something we were used to.
No, wasn't it nice, Keenan? Everyone was happy. Yeah. Everything was relaxed. Oh, and Amuro's house was beautiful, wasn't it, Keenan?
Yes, he was just having a nice little stroll from the street because he's looking to see where his old house is. He finds it. He gets all happy and giddy.
Yes!
And he runs down to go see it.
Yes, which I assume his mother's there thrilled to see him.
You would think so too, wouldn't you? But no, there's some music going on in there.
Yeah, I mean, it was good jams. I thought Amuro's mother was also having a Zumba class, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, maybe she's working on her salsa or something.
And then I saw something I can never unsee.
Yep. Is Jeff's favorite thing in the whole wide world. Amuro peeks in the window, and it's a whole bunch of Federation Federation soldiers that have occupied his house, drunk.
Yeah. Dancing, frolic, and
stumbling over each other.
I use dancing very loosely. Fumbling. I feel like they purposely drew their faces weird to make them look more melty than a normal human because they were so sloshed.
Yeah.
It was disgusting and upsetting, and Amuro, shockingly enough, my favorite part of this is Amuro I thought Amuro was just going to storm in and be like, what are you doing here? No, he does the mom trick of turning off the music and waiting for everyone to notice him before he starts like lecturing them about going to a stranger's house. And he's like,
it's so great.
He's like, where is my mother? Why are you in my house? And they're like, this is your house? I didn't think anyone was here. Hey, mommy, little boy. I hated them, Keenan. They were so gross. Terrible. They were so gross. I hated it.
Like, they trip over each other, and when they spill their drinks, they just pick it up and keep drinking, even though they're on the floor. They're so gross.
Oh, Keenan.
Yes.
I forgot. We discovered. It was, I believe, Fernando, who I talked to on Twitter, who I also believe left that review, because it's very similar. If I am wrong, feel free to correct me. But the sentiment seems similar. Mm-hmm. And Fernando, we got you. Thank you for you made my week with your comments prior. And if that review is also from you or whoever it is from, you made my weekend too. It's been a good time.
It's a wonderful time. And thanks again for writing to us. We always greatly appreciate fans who directly contact us. Still no emails yet, but hey.
I'm sorry Keenan had to call y'all out like that. You know who I would like to call out? These trash Federation soldiers.
Yeah.
But you know what I realized when we saw them? I have finally figured out the difference between the uniforms. I can recognize a Xeon uniform versus a Federation uniform now. Yay! I'm so proud of me.
Not only are these Federation soldiers drunk, as Jeff was eloquently putting it.
I try. Oscars in the mail.
They tell Amuro that, like, oh, we didn't realize this is your house. Sorry. Like, it was just empty. We just kind of took over. And he's like, what? He freaks out and he starts, panicking and looking all over the house for his mom. And that's when they start teasing him for it.
Yeah, this child comes into his home.
They start they're pointing and laughing at him. Like, he can't find his mom.
This is the first of many things that brought me unspeakable rage this week.
So
don't worry, there's more.
So rightfully so, Amuro gets upset and he runs out of the house.
Yeah, I would too. I would just listen. He should have run out, middle fingers in the air. Fuck y'all. I would you know what I was waiting for him to do is to report any of these people to Bright.
Right? Yeah.
That's what I was waiting for. Spoilers, that never happens.
Nope, they're too far away for that.
But we're not done with Federation soldiers.
Nope, it's not just these guys that are terrible. There's also guys that are patrolling around the street. Amuro overhears a lady who has an apple cart, and, she's just trying to do her best to make a living, because that's all she got.
Exactly, in this adorable town.
And
getting less adorable by the second.
Right, because this soldier, there's two of them. One of them took an apple. He's eating it without paying for it, and she's almost like begging, just like, look, please,
not even
just
almost.
Pay for it.
Not even almost. She was begging him to pay her for the food he just ripped off her cart.
Yeah. So here's the soldier's response. He takes out his money, which is just a coin, because apparently apples are cheap again.
Well, apples are cheap.
Not like one coin cheap.
In the 70s.
Oh, maybe. That's true.
I was... Keenan, let's...
That's a good point.
If you could go see a movie for $0.25, that probably wasn't the 70s. That was probably... But it was still like $10.
Yeah. So he takes the coin. He's about to hand it to her, and then he goes like, whoops, and throws it into the street.
Yeah, you know how money do? To which I'm like, wait, if you're gonna waste the money, if you're just gonna let cars trample it, what? It was such a weird, like, self-own as well as owning. I was like, you suck, sir.
This guy is just being an asshole, and Amuro is quick to call him out on it. He's like, hey, lady, don't pick that up. You pick it up.
Yeah, and I thought because Amuro has a fancier uniform that he was going to try to pull rank on them. That's not what he decides to do, and that is not how this goes down.
No, and so they get the two soldiers get mad at him for calling them out. They stroll up, and they got guns. Let me remind you.
Yeah, weird. Those never come into play.
Nah. And they're like, say that to my face, kid.
And he decides to say it to their face with his fists.
Mm-hmm. He just tackles one of them and just starts pounding this guy's face in, which I loved. I loved it so much.
And I knew this was going to be short-lived, but I still was so excited. I was like, fuck yeah, Amuro. You've gotten punched so many times.
Right. Like, this
Actually,
is my
no,
hero.
just once from by Bright, but it feels like so many times.
He's been punched. He's been slapped.
Wait, who slapped him?
Bright. Ryu.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Bright punched and slapped him. And yes, Ryu did slap him last week.
Yeah.
That's right. So I'm so excited. Amuro got to punch someone this week multiple times before he got kicked in the face, and then I took care of that.
And then they started stomping a mud hole in him.
Yeah, that was a lot more intense than I was expecting. That these two grown men, I thought they were going to like punch him back. I didn't know they were going to stomp his body into the ground.
Yeah, and they start, shouting at him, just like, hey, if it wasn't for us, Zeon would have already taken over this place. They're just venting their frustrations on this kid.
Yeah, remember how at the beginning of the episode, I mentioned that Twitter comment about how the Federation can be as bad as Zeon? Well, it was in full flare tonight.
Yeah.
Which I get, like, these guys were kind of like just abandoned there, so they're not really representative of all the Federation. They're just shitty dudes who happen to be soldiers with big guns, which is not the ideal combination in any situation. And they're the worst. They're bad.
That gives them absolutely no right to do what they do.
No, they are the most horrific of trash. And that's really what bothered me, why I thought Amuro was I was waiting the whole episode for anything to be done about the way Federation soldiers are acting in this town.
Yeah.
It's kind of forgotten after this point. After these, like, dude brosives leave, that's kind of it for us dealing with Federation soldiers.
Yep. Because the show wants to tell us that's not what's really important.
Yeah, except it kind of is. And I really want the episode now where Noah catches some dudes just like wrecking a town because they feel they have the right to. Yeah. Because they're soldiers, and him just wasting them.
That would be
not
cool.
Like murder, but just like with just several ass kickings and a good court martial. Like that is what I want.
Just cutting him down to size.
Yes, and we did not get that in this episode, and I was very frustrated.
No, but we do get a little more lore about Amuro that we don't know about.
We do.
So now Amuro has some off-screen friends, apparently.
At least Anne. We know of an off-screen friend.
Yeah, we know of a off-screen friend. And
hold on, let me connect my string.
That string will be very short.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh, they did.
Yeah.
That's right. That did come. I forgot that did come up.
So the lady recognizes Amuro as she is the mother of one of Amuro's childhood friends when he was living in this town. She gets the soldiers to go away by saying, look, the apples for free. Here's your money. Just go. Get out of here. And they go off to, I assume it's her house, although it's partially destroyed, so that's unclear whether it belongs to her or not. But
Well, apparently in this town, people could just take houses.
yeah,
Though she did not seem the kind, because she wasn't drunk and or throwing money in the street like trash. So
yeah, and she did Amuro a favor by getting the people to stop beating him up.
yeah, by giving them the money back that they didn't really get, basically reimbursing him for his street money. And I was, I don't listen. There's a reason I love Sailor Moon and Power Rangers and Super Sentai, because they are warriors of justice, and I do not take injustice well. And this episode had a lot of it front loaded with these Federation soldiers, and I was very mad.
Yeah, this is one of those episodes where a lot of moments in this episode felt too real for me.
Yeah, like that the whole Federation occupation things, y'all. Some dark shit has happened over the years, and this was very reminiscent of that. And I was the fact that these soldiers just decided, well, because the army kind of left them there, they could just basically take over the town and do what they want and treat the people how they want.
Yeah,
it was awful, upsetting, and nothing is done about it. And in reality, the episode kind of forgets that this is even happening by about this point.
And the thing is like, I understand that, like, there are going to be citizens who feel like they can't fight back. And
of course. Well, that's the whole point. They want the citizens to feel like they can't fight back.
Yeah, and that's where I was feeling like, ugh.
That's the thing. They want, like, she's begging them to give her money because they just stole from her business, and that's what they want. And they want her to feel like, you have to beg us for the right for us to pay for what you've supplied us.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like, obviously, I'm not going to go into detail because I shy away from world events and shitty history and politics on the show. But y'all, if you do some dark shit happens when soldiers go bad.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, I'm sure the thought crossed her mind is like, I could probably go defend Amuro. He's just a boy who's getting beat up. I could probably step in and do some damage. But if she did that, there would probably be repercussions as a result of these awful soldiers.
They would have destroyed her apple cart. They would have terrified the rest of the town into not supporting her. They would have burnt down the house. Like it was like, because you see, she was extremely deferential when she went and like yet again begged them to stop beating this child. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The more we look at the opening half of this episode, it was very dark in a way that the show did not treat it as such. And I think the show made a point without meaning to make it, which is why there was no satisfying. I don't think they realized kind of what they were showing, which is why there was no real satisfying conclusion to that thread.
But the subtext is there, and it's awful.
Yeah. Moving on.
So, Amuro has a friend named Komali, which the lady name drops. Is like, oh, that was the childhood friend. And unfortunately, we learn from the same lady that Komali is gone, and so is her husband.
Yeah, because this very sweet apple lady who the soldiers were terrorizing, her whole family was murdered, and she lives in a half-destroyed house, but
And there's like, she has one line where it kind of hit me a little bit, where she says that she's grateful for being alive, and then she doesn't finish the thought.
Yeah.
She changes the subject.
This character, the thing, I could have had an episode. You know what? I think there is an issue I have with this episode, and that is that it is really 2 episodes in one, and I don't think realized they had 2 episodes here, because just... the Federation, because that's the thing. It's Federation soldiers. Yes. These are allegedly the good guys who are behaving in this manner. You could do a whole episode where the white base team has to deal with douchebags like this, and you could focus it around this really interesting character who, unfortunately, I feel like the writers really only thought of her as a means of exhibition.
Yeah. Especially because
she really was just to get Amuro from point A to point B.
Yeah, and this is another character that they don't name. We will probably never see her again. But I agree. I feel like, especially because they already proved that they could do an episode where they show that the White Base crew does challenge the Order back on Luna 2, where Bright stood up to the commander who was going to lock them up at the end of the episode.
Yes. Also, I would just like to correct myself. I was thinking of the word exposition, not exhibition, which is something very different and not what I meant. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was like, now I know what comes to my mind when I think of that, and that's not what I meant. And so while Keenan was just talking, I apologize, Keenan. I missed everything you said because I was trying to think of the word that I meant to say and save myself from this hell I created.
First it was Sonic.
No! Keenan, we don't speak of that time. That was just a poor choice of words. Don't listen. If this is your first episode, don't go back. Just keep going forward. It's fine.
And don't add him. He's a wonderful co-host.
Well, no, I mean, at me with love. But otherwise, you can. But if you have judgments on my verbal slips, you can send them to @GorndamGuys@twitter.com. And we'll be happy to answer you.
Oh, okay.
What's happening?
So,
I think
so the lady
this stupid show.
The lady changed the subject after she said like a really heartfelt line that kind of got me in the feels. And she addresses that. So hey, have you found your mom yet? Amuro's like, no, really? She never sent you any letters?
Yeah, she buries the lead really deep.
And then she lets Amuro know that she's actually just down the street over at the refugee camp.
Yeah, and he's like, she's alive? And I was like, madam, I'm going to give you a pass because genuinely, your life is maybe the most upsetting of every character we've met. Yeah. However, in the future, I would recommend we open with, oh, have you come to see your mother who's alive in this war where an entire continent was murdered? Mm-hmm. I think we should open with she's alive and then work our way to the specifics afterwards.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Especially because, Amuro, like, as soon as he hears that, he's, like, elated and doesn't even spend too much time with that lady. He just starts running.
Yeah! I could have had a whole episode about her. Like, she was so... And I love shit like that. Like, This morning, I'm going to go on a tangent, Keenan. Follow me here.
Go ahead.
I was watching... I love subtle character moments. It's my favorite thing, where a character does something where you learn so much about that character in one simple action. This morning, I was watching Ryu Soldier, which is Super Sentai. Yes, I got us here again this week. P.S., I apologize if you go to the Gundam Guys Twitter expecting most of the tweets to be about Gundam. I'm so sorry. It's all about Power Rangers. But this morning there was this great moment where the monster caused people to say what they really thought. And it hit the Pink Ranger with the laser that makes them do that. And she was very brutal with the Blue Ranger. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the episode, she goes, you know what? I have something else to be honest about. And in maybe my favorite moment of the series to date, the Red Ranger jumps in between them, flings out his arms like you shall not pass. It goes, no more mean things, or something along that line. Just like,
I hope that's the exact quote.
Yeah,
that sounds so funny.
No, it was just so sweet and so telling of the character that he literally, this can't stop words, but he literally threw his body between them, threw his arms out, and was like, no, you will say no more mean things to our friend today.
That's awesome.
And I just love, like, in this short time we have this character, we get such a sense of who she is, and we have this amazing backstory for her, and I have a very strong feeling we will never see her again in the entire Gundam franchise. And it's just like, as he was talking to her, I was like, oh, I remember Amuro's mom was in the preview for the last episode, and I bet that's not going to be like a closing cliffhanger, so I don't think we're going to get the episode about this woman that she really deserves. And after sitting with those shitty old people having their fake hostage situation for a week. I'm like, y'all, you had it right here in the palm of your hand.
Yeah. And that's not the first time that they've done a character away like that. Like, you remember the guy with the coffee beans in his pocket?
Oh my God, he was also great.
Only saw him in that one episode, and he was never seen again.
Like, Coley and his mother was fine. I would have much rather bring this woman back to Earth.
Yeah.
Or, no, I would have rather it was the coffee bean guy, because we already got to know. I'm sorry, Keenan, we'll never get off this tangent if you let me keep going. Where did we leave off? We're leaving this woman and all of her story potential behind. Where are we going next?
So we're just like the show creators.
Yes.
So let me take you back a little bit.
Okay, we're going back.
So...
all the way back. This is our new segment theme song for when we go back.
So there was an earlier point in this episode. I left this out deliberately because it actually is more relevant to bring it up at this point, because you may be asking yourselves, listeners, well, why is Amuro so, excited and happy to see his mom? I mean, aside from the fact that it's his mom and whatever, but they give us a little bit more about that when Amuro went into his house to go break up the party that the Federation soldiers were having. He found a doll. That doll had a little, elf hat and everything.
It looked like a little Pinocchio.
It did look a little Pinocchio. When he took a look at it, we got to see a flashback, and Jeff got real excited.
Okay, y'all. Keenan, if I may take the mic for a second. Y'all, this isn't an official sighting because it was blurry, but we have a hot dad alert! Yes! Oh, I was so excited. As I said, it's blurry. We do not get a good shot of him. But, now that my other boyfriend's dead, guess who's back? Back again. Hot dad's here in flashback. It's all I have.
Oh, Jeff, that's so sad.
This is all I have, Keenan.
So, this took place when Amuro looks like a really little boy, 4 or 5 years old tops.
He has the most a little French hat on.
Yeah.
They really played it up to make him a cute child. Oh, and P.S. I'ma need you to all remember this scene that Keenan's about to describe, and I promise not to interrupt again.
Okay.
Because it is going to be very important that you remember the events of this scene later in the episode. I will be bringing them up in what I think will be a very gentle manner. Keenan, you may continue.
So, Temray, Amuro's father, is in a business suit, and he's taking Amuro to...
Yeah, he is.
To apparently, this is when they first go off to space. And apparently, the colony that they're going to, it's still being worked on. So... who knows what's, going to happen at this point. Amuro's mother, on the other hand, has some reservations about leaving. She can't bring herself to do it. She just can't see herself to live in space. I don't know if I completely understand the sentiment, but...
It is hard to understand, but also it is a big... leaving a planet that you were raised on...
Yeah.
It's something that just at this moment when we were originally broached with this idea, I was like, I saw issue with her decision,
so did
but
I.
It was a decision I will never have to make. So, and it is a massive, you were going to leave the planet. It's the one thing moving towns.
Yeah.
Chances are if she goes to space, she's never coming back. And we don't know what family she has on Earth. Mm-hmm. We don't really have much of her backstory. So I was a little more accepting of, which it really sucks for Hot Dad and Amuro. But I was a little more accepting of her resistance to go to space in this moment.
Yeah, because the way I looked at it is a good parent will make a sacrifice for their child.
Yes.
The way you describe how she could be feeling makes a ton of sense. I totally buy that. However, I do feel like you would put the needs of the child first. But again, that's such an arduous thing to not only just move, from your home, you're going up to space to a point where it's much more risky than being somebody on Earth. Spaceships do explode and crash. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, so do planes.
So do planes.
I say as someone who's going on a plane in a few months and is not looking forward to it.
Yeah. So she decides...
Plane travel's perfectly safe. Let me make that clear. You will be fine. If you were getting on a plane, I 100% promise you, you will be fine. I will be fine. We will all be fine.
Yes. Now then, it doesn't take her very long to decide, I'm not going. So she says her goodbyes and repetitively kisses, little Amuro, and then that's the end of the flashback.
I mean, we don't really see how long it takes her. We just see them leaving. Like, we don't know how long this was discussed, how...
True.
Even if they're planning to keep the marriage together. Also, Amuro, weirdly, did not look sad. He looked super excited to be going off to space. Never mind leaving his mother behind.
Oh, yeah. Like, kids love
Little
anything
Amuro
space.
was fine.
Yeah. He's like, this is like the ultimate space camp dream for him. Like,
yeah.
he won the challenge on Legends of the Hidden Temple, and he gets to go to space camp.
Yeah, you know that part of Legends of the Hidden Temple where the temple guard then takes your mother and says you're not allowed to see her anymore when you go to space camp? You all remember that part, right? That must have been an after credits sequence.
You must have forgotten the fine print.
Rick Fogg must not have... Is that even his name? I know it's something. Kurt Fogg!
There you go.
I think?
I don't remember.
I was
Hit us up on Twitter
young.
about it.
Yeah, do tell.
So that's the end of the flashback. So now we can infer, based on how young Amuro looks, and we know he's 15 now. There's a good chance it's been 10 or more years since Amuro has seen his mother.
Yeah, I just put it at a clean 10 in my mind because he's clearly a very small child
Yes.
when he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still a child.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, they're going up to colonies. There clearly wasn't a war yet at the time. Though the war has only been going on for like 6 months, if I remember correctly.
9 months.
9 months. So still, that's not a ton of time. But you definitely get the feeling like this is... did you get the feeling like this is earlier on in the colonies as a whole's like development and kind of building?
Well, based on what I know, if we're guesstimating that it's 10 years, colonies have already been built, but those are like the earliest ones. They would eventually become more sophisticated, and that's where Amuro would be at that time when his dad is taking him up there, is the colony that they're constructing for him to live on, which is Side 7, that we would see in the beginnings of the show. That's like a really, advanced civilization where millions of people are living on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we see, like, when we look at the Principality of Zeon's colonies, those were actually built a long time ago. They're not the same shape. They don't even have, like, the reflective mirrors. They're completely closed.
Oh, of course. They're baby boomer colonies. This all makes sense. It all comes together.
It all comes together now. So yeah, that's the best I can tell you, because they don't give us an exact time of when that happened. Now then, so Amuro goes to run off to go find his mom. He does thank the lady, of course, but...
Thank you. Sorry about all the death that seems to surround you. Okay, love you, bye.
Yeah, I gotta go find my mom because I don't know. I didn't know that she was alive or dead.
Yeah, Amuro keeps getting himself in these situations in regards to other people's mothers that are very uncomfortable. Like when he was talking with Frau about his mother, and I was like, her mother died. You watched it happen. And now we are in this situation where this mother is telling him about the loss of her entire family. And then he's like, gotta go.
I mean, he still felt bad about hearing the news about his friend, but everything changed as soon as, he heard that his mother was alive.
Yeah, he was like, she stole my crayons anyway.
I totally believe Amuro would be that petty. Now then, so we're done with him for now. We got to go back to see what the White Base is doing.
Yeah, I was sad because when we got back, beach day was over.
Yeah, everybody wrapped up. For good reason, because there's reconnaissance planes from Zeon that are flying by, and they're trying to look for more Federation people. So the operators on White Base, they spot them. Mirai asks Bright, should I get the ship ready to go? Bright says, no, we're just going to go take them out, and, hopefully that'll be the end of it, because we don't want reinforcements coming to find us.
I didn't 100% get this plan, because I felt like any engagement 100% guaranteed someone was going to know they were there.
So what I can guess is that if they get to those ships before they have time to contact their friends, it'll delay the reaction of the reinforcements.
Yeah, I think, and that's true. And I think there also was the hope that if they destroyed them before they got the chance to do anything, then, oh, well, yeah, it wouldn't be no reinforcements ever come because they would notice someone didn't come back that night.
Right.
Yeah, I got why they were doing.
Yeah, by the time that they would go find them, they would probably be gone. And they would have to send more people to look for them.
Yeah, not true. And I guess from the ground, you can't tell if someone can see you from the sky or not. So why risk it? Okay, never mind. I'm back.
Especially when these planes are flying through clouds, which is a cool backdrop for what we're going to see in a minute.
Yeah, this shit, all the fighting in this episode, great.
So they're going to send Ryu out in a core fighter to go take care of the problem. Because you remember how good Ryu is at piloting, right?
I know how good Ryu thinks he is at piloting. He is a big fan of his piloting skills.
And it is so evident of that today because he's so chatty when he's out in a dogfight.
He is so pleased with himself. It's kind of adorable. I was very happy for him. I was like, oh, you go, boo.
Yep, but it's not all talk. He actually is able to do the job. Somewhat.
True. Well, and also his machinery, much better than theirs.
Yes. So he goes out. He's flying through the clouds, and he's able to get the surprise on these two reconnaissance planes. He shoots one down right away. The other ones, they try to go contact HQ, but they're having difficulty because Ryu's just shooting them all over the place.
Now, he's in the core fighter, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm a little confused. Core fighter is part of gun tank?
The core fighter actually can be a part of anything.
Okay, I knew it, because... when he was in the core fighter, I was like, oh, isn't that the center part of Gundam? But then what Amuro was flying was the part of Gundam.
So they brought this up in an episode back when Garma was alive, was that Garma figured out that the Federation technology that they're working with right now, all the experimental stuff that's a top secret, is fully modular, meaning that...
Oh, yeah, this was from the bad episode.
Anything. Yeah, it was in the bad episode. Makes sense why you would forget about it. So they show that in a couple of examples. Like, one, the core fighter is shown to be in the Gundam. They also do another where the core fighter is inside the gun tank.
Mm-hmm.
So they all come in little bits and pieces, and you can put them together like Legos.
Okay, so perfect. So then what is Amuro flying?
Amuro is also flying a core fighter.
Okay, that was my confusion. Okay, so there's more than one core fighter.
Yes, they have a lot.
Oh, good on them. Good for you planning ahead, Earth Federation. What?
I mean, they have an endless supply of shields and bazookas, so why
not have several core fighters ready to go?
So, speaking of core fighters, the dogfight is left to be continued. Amuro is now flying to the refugee camp. And the refugee camp it looks like very barren. It does have a lot of buildings and a church, but it is at least filled with a lot of people. And the people are actually relatively nice, all things considered.
Yeah, I love the people of the refugee camp, especially that one guy with the white afro. Yeah. He was something else. He had the strongest. You know what? It wasn't. It was a perm. He had a hella perm. He was old Amuro, is what he was. And he and I were on the same wavelength because he goes up to Amuro and he's like, "Hi, welcome. Sorry to bother you. The Zeon soldiers live like next door. So if you could move your large warplane out from the center of town, we would love that. Like, please, thank you."
Yeah. We don't know why you're here, but we're happy to have you. Just do something about that.
Just please. This, love it's gorgeous.
The kids are adorable.
Make it go away.
Yeah. The kids are adorable in this town. They all love the idea of a fighter plane showing up in their town.
What child doesn't? The adults, not so much. They're like, "Ooh, this is bad."
Yep. And then finally, we hear a voice from off screen.
Oh, yes.
"Amuro, is that you?"
And he found his mother.
And this was genuinely like a really sweet moment where they can't even realize that they're in front of each other, so they're hesitant to make a move, but they start crying and then they just collapse on each other in a hug.
It was very sweet. Let me tell you how this moment broke down in the room. Keenan was saying, "Oh, isn't that so sweet?" And I was thinking, but not. I said yes because I didn't want to seem like a callous monster. But I was thinking, this is really sweet, but you really should move that plane.
And you know who else agrees?
And you know who else went up and was like 5 seconds later and was like, "This is great. I'm so happy for you. Please move that plane." Please, my boy. I loved him. He was like, "Please move the plane. Please. They will kill us."
Yep. It's fantastic. Now, because much like other characters in this show, a lot of them get written off and we never see them again. Amuro's mom, I might as well just go ahead and give her first name, just so I can stop calling her Amuro's mom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you pronounce it, but I'm going to try. It's either Kamaria or Camaria. It's spelled Kamaria.
I'd have to hear it said out loud because it could go any other way. Because that's the thing with names is names don't necessarily always follow the rule of grammar because they are specific to the person they are given to. So you can never assume that the way something's spelled would be exactly what it sounds like.
Exactly. But that's her name.
Yeah.
Kamaria Ray. So yeah, Amuro's just like, yeah, I'll go move the plane. And then and then they can spend time together.
And then here's the thing. I love the animators on this show. They give us the beautiful artwork. They give us these wonderful characters. I love them. They go real far to put Amuro in a situation that allows them to have the scene that follows, because what we then cut to is Amuro lying in bed like the rest of the sick and injured, just in his uniform, chatting with his mom. And it was very strange. I was like, I'm sure they have chairs, but he is tucked into a bed that could be taken by a sick person. Just chatting, chat, you like a little chitty chat, with your mom when you haven't seen her maybe 10 years, how like if you haven't seen a relative in a long time, so you immediately find the nearest bed to climb into so they can sit next to you while you chat with them.
Oh yeah,
it's perfectly normal. I don't know what I was thinking even bringing it up.
And their conversation is pretty far ahead, as it turns out.
Yeah, convenience played a large factor in the in the goings on of this episode.
Like, I appreciate, when a show can not insult my intelligence. At the same time, I don't appreciate it when they leave out details like what led up to their conversation.
Well, with the way the scene goes, they clearly needed Amuro to be in a situation where you could not see what his hands, were doing, or what's going on with, the weapons on his holster, what have you. I just think we could have, and I don't have an answer for this, but don't think I won't think about one. I think we could have found a less strange way to accomplish that goal.
Yeah, that would have been very strange. You know what? Like, it would have just been as simple as, let's not put Amuro in the bed yet. Maybe they're just sitting on the edge together.
Yeah, or have him change into civilian clothes.
Right, because
then none of us would know that he had weaponry on him.
Yeah, and he's a Federation soldier,
Yeah, I thought it was, especially with how concerned they were about the plane, keeping him in his Federation Army uniform.
A little weird.
And just sticking him in a bed. Oh, I was like, now there must be a better way we could do this, y'all.
Mm-hmm. So this is how deep their conversation is. Is it pretty much at the end of it, where we can surmise that Amuro has told her everything that's happened from the attack on Side 7 to him joining White Base, all that stuff.
Yeah, she listened to Gundam Guys episode 10 and caught Keenan's recap of the first 10 episodes of the show and decided to recite, and Amuro just decided to recite it to her word by word.
Yep, but we didn't hear that.
No, but we'll get the credit one day.
Yeah. She says that she didn't know the Zeons would go that far, and she, much like Amuro, they don't know where their dad is. Her husband is still presumed to be missing. So she gets a little teary-eyed about that.
Hashtag day come home. I also got teary-eyed.
And then a kid runs in through the front door. There's two soldiers that are coming.
Yes. And P.S., if y'all were wondering whether or not your average Zeon soldier was better or worse than your average Federation soldier, don't worry, y'all. We made sure we are even across the board. These dudes suck too.
Yep. They come in. They've also got rifles with them.
Yes. And I was like, oh, green. There's Zeon. What up?
Mm-hmm. So, Kamaria's best idea, since Amuro's already in the bed.
Yeah, yeah, because
let's just cover him up.
Yeah, she just pulled up the covers, and I was like, why is he in bed in the first place? And then this is when it clicked to me. I was like, this is why they put him in the bed.
Just to frame up what's going to eventually happen.
Just so they had a way to hide him when the Zeon soldiers came around.
Yep. This
was so fucking stupid, and I loved it. It was so dumb, and I thought it was the greatest thing.
It's just, covers him up and says, don't move a muscle. I'm sure that'll work out great.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to work out entertaining, I'll tell you that much.
Then we get our break with our brand new, well, not brand new. It was brand new last episode, but with our new-ish break in the episode.
Yes, which, hold up, Keenan. Keep talking to our viewers because I must change for the halftime of the episode.
Okay, just making a henshin sequence.
Yes, I am. C'est l'amour.
You can't see it, but he's definitely got the rainbow backdrop going on.
C'est la moon, c'est la moon. Okay. P.S. If you scroll back on the Gundam Guys Twitter to the second week of June, you will see my second Friday Pride Day outfit, which has a reversible logo shirt where it says Pride. It's like, those pillows that have the like little like
the sequins
that when you push them, like they change colors. Like I do that, but it switches between pride and love. And I also got a reversible hat that switches between matching the pride and matching the love. So I figured for the second half of the episode, I would put on a completely new outfit. And now I'm ready. Where did we leave off at the act break, Keenan?
Real quick, I just want to point out, because I'm actually curious about this.
Yes.
Since we both work in the same office together.
Yes.
How many times did you change today?
Once an hour.
Once an hour? Oh my god.
Yeah, I like variety is the spice of life.
Wow. Don't nobody tell you how to live.
Oh no, literally, it got to a point where our friend Ryan was like, you can change? And I was like, oh, it's 7 minutes to 3. I don't change for 7 minutes. He's like, can you do it now?
Can you do it now?
And I was like, okay, listen, it was a big show for everyone. They really enjoyed it. Everyone loved when I switched outfits. It was a slow day.
Yeah, it was.
But also I'm very entertaining in everything I do, so,
So back to the dogfight.
It's a very fun shirt. I don't know if I can wash this. I don't know if I could ever wear this again because I'm afraid to wash it.
Maybe dry clean only.
Yeah, I'm going to be checking my directions later. Yes, but we're back.
Back to the dogfight.
I hope you enjoyed our act break as much as the show's.
So, the Lagoon, that's the name of the reconnaissance plane,
is having a terrible day.
It's having a terrible day. I stopped at a point of this episode because the two guys that are still alive give their code name to contact HQ.
Yeah, this was the first time in like weeks Keenan had to stop the episode to take a note that he must have missed beforehand.
Because I just thought it was so stupid and funny.
Keenan was like, did he just call himself Hot Dog? And we rewinded it and I said, oh no, Keenan, you're mistaken. He called them Hot Dog. Their team Hot Dog?
This is Hot Dog reporting to HQ.
Yeah, this is a unit Hot Dog calling in to, which made me so upset I was out of fries because I got hungry again when he started talking about hot dogs.
It's just it's such a minor thing, but I just love it.
Keenan, you were very tickled by that.
I really was. It also made me think of Sonic Adventure 2 because of the robot mechs that are also called Flying Dog.
Are they? What? I don't remember them. And so, wait, the ones that are just the ones that just have like the light on the front, and then you would bounce up them up to the side. I love Sonic Adventure 2. That's my favorite Sonic game.
You remember the Rouge boss fight where she's trapped in the cell? Yeah. Not like when.
Oh no, wait, that's Amy. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
No, that is Rouge's theme.
Oh yes, Amy's is sweet, sweet, yes, so sweet.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Game fucking rules, y'all. If you didn't know,
I love Sonic Adventure.
Oh, is that the one? Yeah, she climbs up the side, and then she had to. You had to
like dive in.
Yeah, you had to dive down. Oh, that boss fight sucked.
Yeah. So that boss is called Flying
ruled.
Dog. Yeah. That was just what also reminded me of that. Just the fact that Hot Dog as your team name is just hilarious.
Yes.
Anyway, so Ryu gets a good shot on them after like diving right out of the clouds where they just couldn't anticipate.
It's a very good fight.
It's a very good fight. He shoots them up, but they don't explode.
Yeah, when Keenan says he shoots them up, they cut into the cockpit and you just see a hail of bullets somehow shoot only around them, and it is horrifying.
Yeah.
Because they just look down in horror as a sea of bullets comes up from below them.
And they have their arms over their face, like that's going to stop them, but
yeah, it was hardcore.
Yep. So now the ship doesn't explode. This time it just starts going into a dive and disappears into the clouds when we can't see it.
A very, very slow dive.
Yes. Now, Ryu, being the eager boy that he is like, yeah, I'm gonna go get him. Uh-oh. They got my fuel tank.
Yeah, he's like, oh, they shot all the gas out my car.
So he has to go call Bright and be like, hey, they got me. I'm going to have to come back.
This is something I love about Ryu is no one is it's similar to my dead boyfriend Garma. No one is a bigger fan of Ryu than Ryu is, and Ryu has this way of thinking he's amazing and being made a fool of all at the same time. Here, having a child who goes up to his kneecaps, throw him in judo,
yep.
This is like a half good, half bad episode for Ryu. Actually, I don't even think he noticed the half bad part.
No, not really. So he calls Bright and says, I can't make it. They have a little chat about okay, well, did you get the plane? No, I saw it disappear. Okay, you come back. We're going to go call Amuro and let him know that it's heading their way. Because their navigator kind of does a little bit of math. It's just okay, based on where they're diving, it's going to where Amuro's town is.
Yes.
There you have it. That's the setup for what's going to happen next.
Get ready, y'all.
So we're back at the camp.
Here we go.
The guys, that barged in, everybody hates them. They're just staring.
The glares are hysterical. As you see from the Zeon soldiers' point of view as they scan the room, and is literally this entire room of people just glaring at them.
From a wide range of ages, from the kids to the, teens to adults to elderly.
Yep. These two walked in with machine guns to a room full of wounded and unable to fight people. And all of these people responded with, what the fuck you doing here? I don't remember sending your invite. It's very good.
Yeah. So the soldiers start questioning everybody. Hey, we heard that there was an enemy fighter here. Anybody want to tell us about that?
Yeah.
One soldier goes up to a kid.
Oh, no. I hate Keenan.
Well, you'll like this part, at least.
No, I didn't like this part. I know where we're going. No, I love the response to his...
That's what I meant.
Okay, no, actually, let me be honest. I love this part because it was so fucking stupid. It was endlessly entertaining, but it just proved how awful it was further proof that these soldiers are awful.
Yeah. It's just now on the Zeon's turn.
Yeah, he's like... Hey, kid. First of all, could not sound rapier if he tried.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you want a chocolate bar to tell me what I want to hear?
We're not at the chocolate bar yet.
Wait, what did he do before that?
So he did go up to that kid and ask him, like, hey, why don't you tell me about it? The kid kicks him in the shin.
That's right! And then he offers him do you want a chocolate bar?
The kid goes to run behind, not an old man, but I guess like an adult man. That's when he's like, hey, you want a chocolate bar?
Yeah, this grown-ass man trying to hand a kid candy, and I was like, oh, I hate him.
And he's like, no, I want my mom and dad back. And I was like, oh.
Yes! Okay, this Keenan.
This got crazy.
You know how I said this episode was absolutely draining? This is about when I was put at half strength, because this poor child is like, no, I don't want chocolate. I want my mom and dad back. And this tool does not even register what this child just says to him. He's like, fine, I guess you're not getting a chocolate bar. And I was like, motherfucker, you, one, open your listening ears and shut your talking mouth. Two, who are you? Why are you carrying around? Also, it is a hot day out. He doesn't want your nasty ass
melted chocolate.
Yeah, he doesn't want your butt pocket melted chocolate. Go fuck yourself. Oh, I hated him.
Yeah, like when this whole scene was going on, Jeff was looking back and forth at me and just like, He's shaking his head like, nope, I don't like this. I don't like it at all.
And I think I even said to you, I was like, is he fucking serious?
Yeah, you did say that.
I was like, what is this?
So that was going to be the end of it. They were about to turn and leave. And then
sorry, I just read the line that happens after that by accident in my book, and I just this scene.
Oh, you're talking about when I said like, oh, he's writing a big note, or was that not there?
No, that's not a funny note. I had a different emotion when I wrote that.
Oh, okay, I know what that's about then. Anyway, so bad timing as always. Amuro gets a page.
Yes.
Like his beeper goes off.
Yes, so the soldiers point their guns at the people and they're like, where was it? Where was that noise? What was it? What was it? And then they go up to this elderly person, point the gun at them and goes, you know what it was, don't you? And they gave the slickest ass, best fucking response. This clapback was, he just goes, and it said so matter of fact that she's just like, I don't know, I'm 89 years old. And I was like, wait, that doesn't mean you don't know things. But also, he takes it 100%. Yeah, you're 89. You wouldn't know anything. Yes, that is correct. This logic connects in my brain that you telling me your age means you could not know what is happening in this situation. I will continue to point my gun at the next person. Thank you for your time.
You're too old to remember anything. I'm gonna move on.
It was so dumb. I loved it because he totally accepts that. And I was just like, this I hated him, but boy, he was entertaining while we had him.
And then he goes to approach Kamaria.
Yeah, she comes up with a great plan. Throw herself over Amuro and go, just another sick person?
Well, she has two excuses. First, they ask, who's hiding in there? And she's like, oh, nobody. It's just some person I'm taking care of.
This is just a sick patient. Who I am suffocating with the blanket.
They get close. Let me see. And she's like, okay, no, it's my son.
And he's very sick. And I'm like, let me tell you, girl does not have a poker face.
No.
She was not good for this job.
And I guess it was getting too intense for Amuro because what happens is the soldier takes like the butt of his gun like around the back of Kamaria's neck and is like trying to drag her away. And then we hear bang.
And we see a hole in the duvet.
And in slow motion,
okay,
the guy goes down.
Slow motion is too generous for what we witnessed. This scene was so fucking extra with the flashing colors, the stop zooms on everyone's faces. This scene, I believe, was 70 minutes long. I have to go back and count it. This was so, for a moment that
I felt like I was on acid for a second.
Yeah, yes, okay, that's what, it was like the second act of Hair. Like, it was so trippy, this super long pause to take in that in this show about war, someone just got shot.
Mm-hmm. Now, I do believe, though, that this is the first time that Amuro went out of his way to actually shoot somebody hand-to-hand with his gun. Before, it was just everything that's in the mobile suit. Like, that's all. That was the extent of his, like, killing.
I don't think he's killed anyone, but I feel like, has he pulled a gun on anyone before?
No, not to my knowledge. Everything that he did was mainly just as a pilot in the Gundam. Or in a core fighter.
I must be thinking of episode 11 when everyone else pulled their guns on Char.
You're thinking of Kai and Hayato going out to help Bright in the desert shooting.
True. But to be honest, though, here's the thing. It didn't feel like, we've had moments, and we've discussed at great length on this podcast, when it feels like this is a huge moment, like traumatic moment for Amuro. This didn't really feel like that, at least not from his perspective, and at least not until what happens next.
I mean, in all fairness, once
he did not freak out about it, is what I will say.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because after the trip is over, he gets out from the carvers and just starts screaming.
Well, yeah, because remember, Keenan, these guys, if they found him, would have shot him.
Oh, I know.
Probably on sight. So if I was in that situation and I got one, I would want to scare the other one off as fast as fucking possible. And yes, he does run out and start shooting after him. And I was like, that guy's just riddled with bullet holes at this point. But no, Amuro apparently has terrible aim if they are not literally leaning over him.
Yeah, he empties his entire clip.
So it's true. He does have a reaction. It's not given the weight of past reactions, and what happens within the next few seconds completely, like, it left my mind.
Yeah.
Because Amuro's response when approached about this shooting is very matter of fact. Like, this is war.
Right.
Like, this is...
Well, I wouldn't say it's matter of fact. I mean, he's still speaking with logic. But his response to what happens next, I feel like, is 100% justified. Because...
Keenan, I'm going to let you describe what happens, and then I will give my thoughts.
So first of all, Amuro is clearly shaking because...
It just went through a very traumatic thing.
You know, just went and, fired his gun at somebody.
Thank goodness his mother's there to help him.
Yeah, like, she had to actually, like... take him by the hand and just be like, let's take the gun down. And
yes, as a mother do.
But she goes to take him outside to have a little chat.
Help him get some fresh air because she cares.
Mm-hmm. And well, first of all, the guy he shot is actually okay.
Yes, and they go to get medical assistance because they're all very good people and they want to take care of this other human being who has been wounded in the violence of war.
And clearly Kamaria has a little bit of sympathy for that.
Yes,
because she says, even those Zeons could have children waiting for them at home.
Mm-hmm.
You've grown so wild, Amuro. I don't even know you.
What is she talking about? I'm sorry, I had to pull away because I didn't want those levels to explode your computer.
He almost knocked my mic down.
What? This trash bag of a human, let me tell you, and it will get worse, but okay, let us break down her history, shall we? Mm-hmm. She let her husband take her, I'm guessing, 5-year-old son up to space, maybe never to be seen again. And this one has the gall to, after these men would have murdered her son the second they found out who he was, has the gall to lecture him, which I would like to point out, good on Amuro for pointing this fact out, that if he did not shoot that guy, he would have been the one who got shot.
Is that what you want? Like, that's his question to her. Like,
yeah.
As soon as
so is it better that he killed me? Is basically what Amuro answers. And listen, I myself am very anti-war and am a pacifist. However, this foolishness, oh, you're not the son I remember. Well, you fucking let your son go away when he was very little. And I don't know if you understand how aging works, even though you seem to be a grown-ass adult. So my guess is you went through puberty and, growing up in actually a much different environment because the entire universe wasn't at war when you grew up, madam. And so the idea, this shit blew my fucking mind.
So what was the note you wrote?
Oh, I wrote madam.
Madam.
In big letters. I was like, madam, we will have words. Because let me try to say this as straightforward before I just rant forever.
Let's come down a bit.
Don't worry, she's gonna send me back off. Just give me time. Listen, I told you earlier, I didn't like that she was letting her son leave without her, but I was like, we don't have enough information to know if there might be a reason she needs to stay on Earth.
Yeah.
We don't know what family she has, what have you. And we don't know what her relationship with Temray is. Like, there could be, there's too much we didn't know. Mm-hmm. What we do know is she didn't go. And she has not seen her son through the most formative years of his life. Mm-hmm. And now she has the gall to, when someone was about to murder him and he defended himself, basically immediately call him a murderer and be like, you're not the son I raised.
It's not right
I don't know
for my
who
son
you are.
To wave around a gun like that.
Yeah, she hasn't seen him in 10 fucking years, give or take. We don't know the exact number, but
long enough.
I understand no mother wants to see their child go off to war. No mother certainly ever wants to see their child murder someone else. However, this is a situation where there was a man with a machine gun standing over her son, who she allegedly cares so much about, who would have killed him if he found out who he was. So her son had to defend himself. And the very first thing she does is call him a terrible person.
Right. And heaven forbid,
Keenan? I'm so mad.
And heaven forbid, like this thought probably also crossed Amuro's mind. What if they shot her?
Yeah. What if
that
they
happened?
were already choking her with the butt of the gun? Like, I could not. Keenan.
So Amuro rightfully asks again, so does this mean that you don't love me? Which,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, you have every right to ask that question.
Yeah,
now.
He's like, so do you not love me? Because this is what I've been forced to become, I would just like to point out. He doesn't say that, but that is what I am saying, because she doesn't know what the fuck happened on side 7.
I mean, it's implied because...
Oh, yeah, she would have told him while he was lying in bed.
Yeah, like their conversation got cut short, because of how they framed it.
My blood pressure, Keenan. My blood pressure. Listen, Amuro's not my favorite character, but I do genuinely care about him, and she's fucking with my boy, and I am not pleased.
Yeah. So, I mean, she does have the right answer about this. When she's prompted the question, do you not love me? She answers with, how is it possible for a mother not to love her son?
Okay, but here's the thing.
He called her a liar, though.
Yeah, he did. And he had every right to, because she had the chance to go be with her son while he grew up. Mm-hmm. She chose not to do so. And now she's acting as if she suddenly has these parental rights, which she gave up to call. She doesn't know what he's been through. She doesn't know the shit he's seen. She does know there's a continent that's not there anymore. Right. And a lot of that war is going on where she let him go without her.
Yes. And
so she can shut the fuck up. I hate her, Keenan. I hate her.
I do too. Because...
Side note, not as much as Iselina's father.
Oh yeah, but he's like on a whole other level of evil.
But this... I hate her, Keenan. I hate her. I was so upset. I felt so bad for Amuro. He has been shot at, has had people constantly trying to kill him from the moment he left what was ostensibly his home, where he watched most of the people he knew get murdered.
Yeah.
Then he goes through space, constantly is thrown into these battles, and then he comes home to find his mother. He is 15 years old. He just wants his mother to say she loves him and to make him feel safe and at home, and she treats him like a monster after he had no choice but to protect himself. I'm sorry, y'all. You're not. I know you're not. I'm petting my my sequins because it's calming me.
Not only that,
I did not care for the behavior of Amuro's mother in this episode.
And not only that, like I mentioned earlier, Amuro assumed that she could quite possibly be dead. So
yeah, he was a lot more upset and a lot more concerned about the idea of her being dead than she was at the knowledge that he would have died if he did not defend himself.
Yeah. So I feel like Amuro's reaction to this was 100% accurate to what somebody in his status would have had.
Oh, I think it was a lot calmer because he's 15 years old. I'm surprised he didn't have a mental fucking breakdown there, sobbing and losing. Oh no, worse than the last one. His mother basically just called him a monster when he hasn't seen her in all these years.
Right.
And like you said, which I didn't even think of, they could have killed her too. They probably would have once they figured out what his deal was.
To Brad Swale's credit, Brad Swale is Amuro's actor. He did a great job of, while at the same time it was logical and somewhat calm, I guess, for somebody like Amuro. You do hear the tension when he's asking those questions like, do you not love me anymore? Like, he was prepared to just go into pieces if she actually did say that.
And the thing is though, and first of all, yes, Brad Swale's excellent because he also does Catra, who is a nightmare, but who he plays outstandingly.
How can you not be a nightmare when your name is Catra Reburba Winner?
Oh, easily. You could just not be shitty, and he does not succeed at that.
Anyway.
No, but the thing is, yes, the actor puts on an amazing performance in this episode. And this is where one thing that I did find very impressive, and this is kind of what I was getting at before when I said Amuro didn't seem super affected to me. Mm-hmm. Once he realizes this conversation is not going to go the way he needs it to, he's just like, all right, let me see what white base. He just literally he shifts into work mode.
That's true. He does make a turn.
Because he doesn't have the time to deal with what his mother just did to him right then. He needs to turn and take care of this. He needs to go back to work because that's just what you've got to do. And, you know, if she's not going to be the mother he needs, we're just turning around and we're moving on to the next one.
Because let's remind everybody, his best friends are on that ship too.
Yeah. Basically, his family is on that ship. What has become his family over the last 13 episodes is on that ship.
Yeah. So he turns.
I fucking love the White Base crew, y'all. I care so much. I'm so concerned about them. It's so different from, you know, I think of Mobile Wing and G Gundam, and those shows are so all over the place. And the majority of our show takes place on White Base.
Yeah.
It's so different, but it's so good. And I care so much about these characters. Because the thing is, we spend so much time with them that we're not jumping everywhere, dealing with the politics of this, or going to Neo China to watch Sai Sai Shi sit under a waterfall. Like, you know, like, this is not, it's just, yeah, I fucking love this show, and I love the White Base crew.
Yes, I got him!
You had me! What are you talking about?
Sorry, it just made me happy to hear you say that.
You got me.
So, and to your point,
Keenan, you're the best.
To your point, if you had just seen Gundam Wing, none of the main characters were friends at first.
No, in fact, a lot of the times they were pointing guns at each other.
Yeah, like they flip-flop sides all the time.
I would hesitate to say they were ever really friends in that show. They were kind of just like unwilling or I guess willing participants, and they were like, well, if we have to all be... In reality, they're not even together that much. Even in Endless Waltz, they're not together. At the five of them as a whole are almost never together.
Yeah, it's very rare. And you reminded me of how much, like, especially Hiro, Yui, and Wu Fei are just like they're such staunch rebels and
assholes. Is that the word you're looking for? They are assholes.
Yes, they are stubborn assholes.
But Hero I somewhat enjoy, and Wu Fei I just Trey's beating him in that sword fight. I know I'm supposed to be upset by that. I wasn't. I was like, that's right, you little jerk.
Yeah, Wu Fei's head is made of lead, and Hero is just... There's no other way that I can describe him except just extra.
I would say Hero Yui is a challenge. And when we reach season 7 of the Gundam guys, I am going to have a lot of and maybe some unpopular opinions about Hero Yui.
Okay, I can't wait to hear that.
While I also revel in my very fierce childhood crush of Troa Barton. Because let me tell you, early teens Jeffrey, big Troa fan. Big, huge. But anyway, on another note.
Back to the matter at hand. Is that...
Amuro calls them on his Apple Watch.
Yeah, he called Sayla. And this is a throwaway line, but I feel like it was very poignant. Sayla asks him what's wrong because of the delayed response. And he says, nothing. Nothing happened.
Well, even, because doesn't he first say, hey, it's Amuro here or something like that?
Yeah.
I took it as like Sayla could hear something was wrong in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Not even so much that it was delay. It's just that I feel like Sayla is very perceptive. And she was like, oh, he doesn't sound right.
But she doesn't have time to worry about it right now. So she's just happy that he's answering. Mm-hmm. Because for all they know, because he didn't pick up right away, he could have been dead. You know. So yeah, he just says that nothing happened. And I felt like that is, to your point, it's just like that shows that now he's made his decision about how he feels about his mother.
Yeah. Not even necessarily that he's made his decision about how he feels. He's just made the decision that he can't feel this now. Like, I cannot... Mm-hmm. It's really a thing, because sometimes when you are in a situation, when you are in a traumatic situation, sometimes you have to finish the action or handling the situation before you can really undergo the emotions as a result of a situation. You know, like I've gotten in a couple car crashes in my time. First thing you do, you get out of some of them are scary. I got out of the car. I called the police because you need the police to see it, you know, to get an objective look at the accident. You're just taking off all the things in your mind like that you need to do. And then every time, this has only happened like twice. Let me just be clear. I have only ever gotten in an accident where the police were called. One time they refused to come because they said no one was hurt. Deal with it amongst yourselves. But I'm not that terrible of a driver. I promise. I make it to Keenan's every week. So far. And, but it's not because in a situation like that, you don't have time. Like you've got to deal with what's going on right now. There, you can't sit in it. You can't feel it. And that's what I think Amuro's doing. And no, do I think we're ever going to get a scene of like Amuro like breaking down over his mother? No, because we've done that so many times. Yeah, I don't think we have the real estate in the episodes to do it. But I thought it was a very honest portrayal of like being in an awful situation, and you just got to handle it before you can feel it. You've got to handle it. Yeah.
So that's a great way to sum it up. And now that Sayla has him on, you know, the Apple Watch, she tells him, like, hey, there's a Xeon plane that's crashing and heading your way.
And Amuro's like, I get to go kill something? Yes.
I'll rendezvous with you later.
Yes. And then we got a really good fight scene. My favorite part.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Because I believe there was another point that you got set off that happened just before this is over.
Oh, yeah, I tried to forget it, but
Oh, I'm not going to let you.
Yes, Keenan, do tell.
She has one final thought to add.
Oh, does she now?
Mm-hmm. You weren't raised to be such a terrible and violent boy. Why can't you be more gentle like you used to be? And again, Amuro is just like, please don't break my microphone.
What the fuck, Keenan? Keenan? I swear to God, this woman will be the death of me, your microphones, your chairs, your tables. I'm so enraged.
He's gonna burn my house down.
This isn't the sweet little boy you used to be. Well, you haven't seen the sweet little boy he used to be in God knows how long because you need to stay on.
And that's not
so angry.
And then, like, so Amuro just gets so
I
fed
know
up.
the worst line's coming. I know it's coming.
You can't accept that we're at war right now. And he goes off.
Fair point. And then she says, what, Keenan?
It's just, I can't.
Keenan, just say it so I can have a meltdown and we can move on.
You've turned cold. I'm ashamed to call you my son.
You trubbish. You terrible piece of waste. I hate her.
I appreciate the Pokemon reference.
Thank you. I'm so... This woman has worn me down to my core.
Yeah.
Her... And you know what the crazy thing is because... Sorry, I have to pull back in because I pulled away dramatically so I wasn't screaming into the microphone. The thing that gets me about this, one of the many things that gets me about this is I really feel like they were playing for us to sympathize with her. Spoiler alert, that did not work with me. I did not sympathize with her. I was full of boiling rage.
It didn't even work back for when I was 10. I was like, I hate this lady.
I think that I honestly believe they try to make her come off as a sympathetic character or like someone who could be like, oh, it's this mother and she just wants what's best for her son. Mm-hmm. Because we're at a time where that's a frequently used storyline. It's just in the year of our Lord 2019. Instead, what I see is a horrible, horrible human being treating her son like trash because he magically, between the ages of we're just throwing out 5 and 15, he didn't stay the exact same person, which is not how growing up works. I'm not the same person at 30 that I was at 20.
Yeah.
It was
I was certainly not the same person when I was 15.
You know what? She was cruel, and that's what upset me. And what upset me more is that the show did not seem to recognize that she was being cruel, and she clearly did not recognize that she was being cruel, and it was just rough to see. Because we have watched Amuro go through such horrific things over the course of the series, and just to see her treat him this way... and maybe you all don't see it the same way. We all, view it a different way. And honestly, as I said, I don't think the show means for us to see it as her being cruel and awful. But if you look at where we've come, how far we've come from the first episode, all the things Amuro's been through, and for his mother to treat him like a criminal and a monster... Just off of one moment of it. It's not like she was there when he was stabbed in the ground, like going nuts in episode 6. No. The only thing she sees him as doing is having protected himself and her from inevitably getting killed. Mm-hmm. And now he is going off to further protect the people he loves and is then told that she is ashamed to call him her son.
Like, so callously, too.
But that's the thing is, it's kind of almost read like a throwaway line. Mm-hmm. And it struck me to my core. And that was the one where I think I screeched when she said that. I
100%
was so done with this storyline at that moment. Because not to say it's not a very compelling storyline, my issue is I think that Keenan and I are taking more out of it than was intended for us to. And it's probably in large part just the difference in, this episode came out over 40 years ago. It's a very, we tell stories much differently. Characters interact much differently now. And if this scene was read today in an American drama, it would be played as the mother is a monster. And here it's kind of played as just... Amuro's like a disobedient kid and his mother's just trying to be a good mom even though she hadn't seen it. It just I had some issues with her behavior over the course of this episode, and I hope we never see her again. And I just miss Hot Dad a lot.
Based on where we left off, I think that is likely. Now, I will say that I don't necessarily feel that way. I do see it as like they are showing the mom to be a awful person.
Really?
Like deliberately.
Well, you know why I feel like that's not what they're trying to do? It's because of the ending. The ending is where it felt like they tried to redeem her. And I was like, no, she is unredeemable at this point. And that's why you're right. At this point of the show, it's just Amuro's had so many tantrums. It felt like they were trying to play this as a tantrum, but it wasn't. It was he just had his heart broken by the one person he thought he could trust.
And you could see it as he's running through the forest to go back to his plane. Like he's running with his eyes closed. Like he just feels like he's crushed. Like he's absolutely crushed by it, but he still has to go do his job. Like you said, like he's, still on duty.
Yeah, I think the thing that switched me from just being mad at the character to being mad at the show was the how they wrap up this episode. Because I felt it was extremely tone deaf to what we had seen in the episode up to that point. And that's really when I got the feeling, and that's really when I was like, oh, this is not how they would have played this ending today.
Yeah.
But we're not at the end yet. We have to go have a fun fight.
Right. Amuro.
That's what we're here for, right, y'all? The giant robots.
Yeah,
bang, bang, boom, boom. Like, that's what you all came here for, right? The fun.
Yeah. Although
the fun, the chuckles.
I definitely felt a lot of subtext coming out of Amuro throughout the course of this battle.
You mean when he just annihilates everyone he sees?
Yeah.
But here's my favorite part of this. Before the battle even starts, I would like to remember that plane we mentioned like 30 to 40 minutes ago that Ryu shot out of the sky?
Yeah.
It's still falling and it's still on fire. Has not exploded, has not crashed. And Amuro's like, there they are. I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them before they get to the base. I'm going to get them.
I don't even care if they are at the base. I don't care if I show
I'll
up at the
take
base.
out the base.
Yeah.
And then the plane just crashes.
It's like, oh, they didn't make it.
Yes. And then the people at the base are like, they didn't make it to the base. I'm like, they crashed like 2 feet from the base.
Yeah.
Like I would just like to point out they were on fire. And if you had seen what we saw, which was the cockpit get riddled with bullets, you would not be surprised that they did not make it to the base. I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did.
Yeah. I mean, that's more of like just letting everybody know, just like, all right, we're under attack. Go to your stations.
I will say, when we saw Ryu shoot through the cockpit and we didn't see either of the guys get hit, I was like, oh, we didn't see him die. So I actually did think they were going to survive.
Like,
and
this
then,
would be another like Big John moment where like they do get shot down, but they crash in a lake and they're okay.
But because we didn't see that, because how many people have we seen? Like Isalina's like dude died in the cockpit. Like that's where we usually see.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
The fries were delicious.
My rage hiccups have come. But yeah, so I kind of thought they were alive too, and then all of a sudden, this plane that's been going on a diagonal just like turns 90 degrees and goes plop, and that's the end of the plane. And then all these soldiers are shooting at Amuro, and we have our usual few seconds of as Amuro gets his bearings, and then he decides to light shit up.
Well, I mean, like, it was only for a brief moment because he's coming in like aggressively shooting at the base.
But I do love the moment of when they start shooting back. We have our classic Amuro. Yeah, he misses, on the way in, and then he has to loop back around to go shoot the planes down. Like, it doesn't even annoy me like it used to. Ignore me. It doesn't even annoy me like it used to, because it's just,
this is what anime does.
It's just like it's just a comfort at this point. It's just something we know will happen, so we just accept it and we run through it. Then we have to do all the Amuro gasping scenes.
Trust me, that's just a thing with anime in general. I'm sure you're well aware of it.
I was about to say, Keenan, I know I'm not as well adept at anime as you are, but I have seen plenty.
Your fair share. But for any audience member who has not seen an anime before, this is an idea that gets brought up a lot with people who do studies about this stuff, is the difference between shows that are produced in other countries compared to Japan. Japan has they have their way of doing it where they like to express things very verbally at times. And that could just be a simple, just vocal reaction that has no words. It's just an audible response that they disperse throughout most anime and Japanese television shows.
Ironically, I just watched a video where it was trending on YouTube, and I was bored at the time, so I decided to go scroll and see what was up. And this guy was interviewing anime voice actors. And one of them was the actor for Yonabasta.
Oh, I know this.
From Gundam NT.
Uh-huh.
And they did that. He was like, so, you know what? He was like, show me all like the sound effects. He's like, and they were cutting between the different, because they were talking about like how like the number of reactionary sounds they make. And,
sometimes it goes over 100.
Yeah, so it was just, I enjoyed that. Also, I found his Instagram, and I believe I was correct. I think he was at the showing we were at.
Oh.
Because he's standing outside of what looks like like the one we were, what looks like the room we were in the AMC 16, holding the poster they were giving out with a large group of people.
Okay.
So when we heard those people cheer when he came up on screen in the interview, and then when the character came on screen during the movie, I do believe he was there.
Yeah, it was just he probably sat down before I had a chance to notice him because he was probably a few rows back.
Well, he definitely sat down before I got the chance to notice him since I arrived right on time.
Anyway, so back to the matter at hand is the Gundam hasn't shown up yet. We got to get the Gundam on screen.
Oh, Kai. I love him so much.
Kai's back to just being wonderful old Kai.
He flies over. He's like, hey girl, you want to try something fun? You want to do something new? Well, people are actively shooting at us. Do you want to just like, want to switch it up? Like, you get ready and you become Gundam the same way all the time. P.S. Kai is flying with a character. I have no idea who he was.
Neither do I.
All the people in White Base who we know, he was just flying with a stranger who had one line like, basically like, Kai, do you think we should be doing this? Kai's like, no, this is fine. Hey, Amuro, you want to try something new? What if you put the Gundam together in midair? And Amuro, because he just does not
he's just had a day.
He's had a day. He's like, you know what? Fuck yeah, let's put it together in midair. Just drop the other pieces of the Gundam into free fall, and I will just slip on in there.
Yep.
It was honestly the first word that comes to mind is adorable, as these two like shitty bro buddies were like, hey, we're in the middle of like a serious fight. Why don't you just do something stupid, like real quick?
And Haru's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, and honestly, it goes better than I thought it was going to. It does not go smoothly.
No, it doesn't.
Let's be clear. It does go better than I thought it was going to, because I even put in my notes, like, once it started to go a little screwy, like, yeah, I had a feeling this was not the most ideal plan.
You even turned to me, you're just like, oh, this isn't going well.
Yes, because, okay, so Kai drops the feet and the head. Well, the torso.
Yeah, so the Gundam comes apart in 3 pieces. You got the legs, you got the core fighter, which Amuro's already in, and then you got the body, the arms, and the head. So he comes in with this big carrier plane called the Gunperry, which Amuro calls out. And just like, oh, the Gunperry's here. That means Gundam's here. Yay! And then Kai does just his little spiel. Even though he's still putting on that, like, wonderfully annoying voice.
Oh, you mean his voice?
Yeah.
Just the voice that comes out of his mouth? Yes.
Yeah, yep. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think this is the exact same plane as the toaster plane.
No, I've never seen this plane before, because I 100% thought it was a Xeon plane until we saw Kai piloting it.
But it does open up like a briefcase.
I didn't even notice because I was too busy laughing at the stupidity of these boys. These boys who basically got bored in the middle of a war and decided to get creative with how we put the machine together. Like, they were like Gunpla artists in that moment where they were like, you know what, let's try something new.
Yeah.
Let's switch it up.
So they launch the legs. Amuro, links up with it. Perfect. Launches the upper half. He's getting ready to line up with it. Things start exploding.
Yeah.
And it starts getting knocked off course.
If people hadn't, like, they come up with this plan as if people weren't actively shooting at them. And let me tell you, Keenan, I'm very disappointed. And let me tell you why. I wanted so badly, and I prayed while it was happening that he was not going to be able to get the torso on fast enough because he was too. So he was just going to run around the base and kick everything.
Legs?
I thought he was just going to run around his legs, and I was so excited.
Like
I
a
thought
chicken with its head cut off.
Yes, I thought he was just going to run around as a pair of Gundam legs, just kicking over tents and stepping on soldiers. Like, this is all I wanted, and I got so excited at the idea of it. But he puts it together pretty, like...
It was a close call.
Yeah, it's a beautiful image, isn't it? You just see a pair of legs running around the camp. just it's like, I am the mighty Gundam. Stomp, stomp.
Football kicking everything.
Yes. Like, there's the mess hall. No potatoes for you. Sploosh.
I can't. I fucking can't.
That's all I wanted. Hi.
Oh my god.
I aware we're very early in our podcasting career, and
Okay,
we only have.
I'm back.
We only have we're building up our base of listeners, and y'all, like Fernando and the rest of you, are early core people. If you are listening to this in the future and you happen to be an artist, now Keenan has asked once before. This may be the only time I ask because I don't really like to ask for things.
No, you asked for fan art of Hot Dad.
Did I?
You did.
Well, that sounds like me. I would request,
and I second this.
I would love if you could draw a picture of the Gundam leg, like with the core fighter with just the legs running around, just like knocking shit over, just like. Oh, I lost Keenan again. Excuse me.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm good.
I'm so upset
just
that didn't happen.
That first image that popped up in my head just killed me.
But yeah, so eventually,
so he's able
Amuro
to put the robot
together the boring way, and then he murders everyone.
Like, effectively, just destroys that entire base.
I thought they were gonna play it like Attack of the Clones. Anakin kills the
sand people.
Yeah, the sand people, where like he just loses his mind, and then like you can see he's like it's like dark and gritty afterwards. No, he just it's just play as a fight scene, and he just wins. There's no more base.
Nope. It's all gone. It's all in flames.
But my favorite part of this, they do briefly cut back to white base, and Noah Bright is like,
he loses his mind.
Motherfucker, Kai, this is not the time. Because he specifically calls out, I don't know if he calls out Amuro by name, he calls out Kai by name. He's like, what is Kai doing? This is not the time to be doing. He's so like, what are they doing? We're in a war, we're in a fight, and you're like, you know what's this is a great time to try new things. Yeah. I love Noah.
So Bright is upset because Amuro is just wasting all of his resources. And by he, I mean Bright's. And he does call Amuro out, like he's looking through the window and just like, what is Amuro doing? And then he just starts ranting about like, oh my god, we're gonna run out of all of our weapons. We may as well just surrender to Zeon right now.
Yeah.
What the hell is Kai doing?
Yeah, it was with all of like the emotional shit that's happened up to this point, it was really fun to just watch Noah Bright. And then
to cap it off,
Mirai turns to him and goes like, be quiet. And he's like, she's like,
Bright, that's enough.
That's enough. And then he just turns to her like a puppy and is like, did I go overboard?
And she's like, no.
'Cause he loves her.
But I think
we have never seen him get sheepish before. This is the first time when he's
actually like second guessed himself.
I wouldn't even call it second guessing. It was just when he was. I wouldn't call it second guessing. I would call it just kind of like someone who means a lot to him was like, "Hey, chill," and then he was like, "I'm so sorry."
Oh. I forgot one little thing that he does mention in that rant of his. He calls that base like a backwater base that nobody cares about.
Well, not to worry. It's not there anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, it's... he's just like a puppy that piddled on the carpet, and she caught and Mirai caught him. It's just listen, I'm really enjoying the we've only had 2 episodes of it.
Yeah.
I am very much enjoying and I hope they go forward with it, and I hope they don't fuck it up. I am enjoying because Mirai him and Mirai have always been like he gives orders and she says yes, or she makes suggestions and he pretty much unanimously agrees because she's extremely intelligent.
They do debate.
They have now started to build a rapport, and I really love it. And I really hope we get to see more of it. Even if it's not romantic, but it's just like a close friendship. Actually, I would prefer if it was a close friendship of like really deep respect and caring. It's the 70s. I'm sure it's romance, if it's anything. If we get any kind of important relationship between the two of them, it gonna be love.
Right. Now, I can only assume this. This is not anything that I have any knowledge based on this, but I'm pretty sure after everything was over, she pulled him aside and had a talking to, because his tone is completely different in the next scene.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Keenan. There's a lot of things fucking different. Actually, you know what? That was the last scene. Episode over. So you can catch us on Twitter at There's No More Scenes.
Nope, that's not what happened.
Yeah, Keenan, I don't think Bright is the person acting the most not correct in this scene.
Actually, I really admire it, but it was just funny to me that his tone went through such a radical switch by then because of how close the scenes are back to back.
Because he's meeting Amuro's terrible shitbag mother and wants to make a good impression, and it literally because it turns from, with all of the shit we have gone through with Amuro's mother this episode, it then immediately turns into parent-teacher conference day, and it blew my mind.
Yeah, a little bit. I will say, though, I thought one thing you said to me was absolutely funny. Oh,
thank you. Only one thing?
Okay, maybe 2 things.
Thank you.
And so the white base goes to land, and then time fades, to show that it's sunset now. Amuro's outside chatting up with his mom. Bright comes out. You looked at me and said, oh, he's going to punch him.
Yes! Okay, because here's the thing. Bright is walking at them super intensely, and as he gets up to Amuro, he starts to lift his hand like he's going to backhand him, which he's done before.
Right.
And then he goes into a salute, and then it's just super cordial. And I was actually, because he was so mad about Amuro and Kai's behavior, I just thought he was gonna hit him again.
No, he's just being a professional right now.
Yes, my bad. I was just so distracted by what happens next that I completely forgot I even said that.
I don't blame you. So Kamaria is asking, okay, are you sure you don't want to stay? And
fuck no, I don't want to stay with you.
So Amuro says that, but in a way of, this is the first place I feel like I belong. So, and that got me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, that's when Bright comes stomping out. Gives her the salute, and then he starts having the parent-teacher conference. You are his mother?
Yeah, that really, he's like, Amuro's such a good student. He's really saved our lives so many times. And she's like, that's nice.
And we're very proud of him.
Yeah.
Frau is also in the background, by the way.
Because you know what? That's his real dad. Not his, he has his hot dad. But also, here's the thing.
We haven't seen him in 13 episodes.
I love hot dad. He also has kind of left his son out to dry at this point because we have nothing.
Well, his justification will probably be a lot more convincing than this.
Oh, it'll be better than...
They got attacked.
Oh, it'll be better than Mama's, let me tell you. Let me be clear. It's just to the point where sometimes I forget Hot Dad was in the pilot.
Right.
Because since we've never seen him since then, I sometimes forget he was there.
Yeah. For all we know, he could also be assumed dead.
Why do I have this feeling that we have not seen the last of Mr. Tenrei? Tenrei. Ten like another,
so
like the number?
T-E-M, as in Mary.
Tem-Ray.
Yeah, because their family name is Ray.
Oh yeah, Amuro Ray. Yes.
So, in that case, Bright wraps everything up and looks to Amuro, just like, all right, you coming?
He's like, yeah, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. Or that's what his response should have been.
But I love this part.
Oh, I'm glad you do.
No, not what happens to our hated, lady. It's what Amuro does, where based on everything that's happened, instead of going to give her a hug, because that's his mother, he just salutes her and then turns around, says goodbye, and leaves.
I would have rather he just left. Because you know what? She was vile to him.
But I think he did that as a show of defiance.
I think he did it as a show of respect, which is why it irked me. Just to be like, because he could have just walked away.
That's true.
I don't think... You know why? Because I don't think Amuro's catty enough to throw a fuck you salute. No, I think he did it as like, you know what? This is how I show respect now, so I'm going to show respect to you and leave.
I think it was more of just like, this is who I am now, you're going to have to accept it.
Yeah, that I will. Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean by being
this
defiant.
Whole thing, the interaction with Noah, this goodbye with Amuro. I mean, it's not super touching, but it also feels like they're trying to put like a cute little bow on it.
Right.
Well, okay, not to be fair, she does break down crying when he leaves.
Yeah, because when they, but it's Frau Bright and Amuro, and Haro is also there too.
Yeah,
they go to White Base. Frau looks back to see, her just all by herself, just standing there,
as she should be,
and standing there. And then she eventually collapses onto her knees and weeps. And then the ship takes off, and she just continues crying. And then the episode is over. And
this is the thing. This is why I said they're really trying to play her for sympathy at the end, which I had after what we just watched her put him through.
Mm-hmm. I still don't feel bad for her, though.
I have none. I have no sympathy for her. And you, listen, I had a very impassioned response to this episode. If you all feel differently, if you all feel that you really feel for her and care for her, that is not wrong. That is not like neither of us, there is no right or wrong way to respond to a piece of media. Yeah. Well, okay, sometimes there's sometimes there's a very wrong way. But as far as emotional response, like what speaks to you and what doesn't, and who you relate to and how you... There's very rarely a right or wrong way, because we all are bringing our own experiences. We're all bringing our own feelings. It's just, I could not, with the person I've become as, I've grown up in the way I look at the world and things, just the treatment that she subjected Amuro to me personally, was atrocious, and it was vile, and I felt for him so hard. But that doesn't necessarily mean you couldn't have the feeling that she was very sympathetic, and maybe you agree with her, and maybe, because, I've never been a mother. Someone out there could be a mother and father and have a different reaction. I just want to make that clear that, yes, I have a very impassioned response to the interactions between her and Amuro this episode.
That's why we have a show.
Exactly, because that's what we're here for, to listen to my meltdowns. But as I was saying, that does not, I never want you all to feel like, because I may have a different opinion from yours, that negates yours. Like, this is the beauty of art. We all respond to things differently. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there, because sometimes, very rarely, and on podcasts I don't listen to anymore, I've listened to podcasts and then, kind of dropped them where I felt like they were extremely dismissive on anyone's opinions being different than theirs on media, which that's there's one thing when people are just abusive to someone for not viewing something the way they do, versus being like, oh, okay, that's what you saw, this is how I saw it, and it's like, oh, but it's still a great show, right, and then we all move on. Keenan, are you ready to wrap this up? Because I am so much sleepier than I thought I was going to be. Because this has
especially after that impassioned.
This has been an episode. But if you all want to submit us for the podcasties or whatever the podcast Oscars are for my Meryl Streep moment, feel free.
Yeah. Hit us up.
But in the meantime, we have a preview for next week.
Yeah, which is Time Be Still.
It seems very much the opposite of what happened this week. Next week seems very much like
this is a breather.
This is an action adventure episode.
Yeah, because it looks like they're in a forest or a jungle, and they're about to get ambushed by like some secret plot that Xenon has cooked up for them.
Yeah, it's much more like a, hey, let's throw a fight at them and have them get out of it.
Let's take this back to Saturday morning.
Yeah, exactly. Whew.
Well, I'm glad you feel the way you do about this episode, because I think this episode, despite, the reactions that we have to it, I still feel like it's great.
Oh, I think it's an excellent episode. The only thing that I, said earlier, my frustration is I don't think they realize how good of an episode it was, because I don't think they intended to tell the story in the way I received it, but I'm grateful for my perspective in the way I received it, because it was an episode that it was very good. It was very good, though it was I mean, if I wouldn't have been having this response if I wasn't invested in what was going on in the episode.
Yeah, if it gets you on a visceral level, then it's good.
If you're curious and you're starting and this is your first one, go back and listen to my response to episode 7, and you'll see how I just want to talk about Hello Kitty the whole time and Sonic the Hedgehog, and you will see why there's a difference in my liking of the 2 episodes.
And I encourage everybody to go back and listen to our first episode and follow us along as we watch all of these episodes.
Yeah, and watch along with us. Let me tell you, I just started doing that. I used to not do that. I used to find shows like
is that why you're tweeting about Power Rangers, like with screenshots of what you're watching?
Oh, well, no, I just am like, oh, I want to share this now.
Oh, okay.
But when I started listening to like Sailor Business and Ranger Danger, I didn't watch along because I'd already seen all those episodes. And then when I started watching this past season with the Super Sentai Brothers, which is another great show, another great podcast, I decided to rewatch the season along with them. And I also started watching Xena from the beginning along with Xena Warrior Business. And it really does heighten the experience of the podcast, because when you watch the episode the night before and then listen to the podcast, like for me while I'm at work, I remember things a lot fresher and remember these moments that they're talking about, like, yes, like, and you feel like almost like you can turn to the host and be like, yes, right? Wasn't that? And it's, I love podcasts. And so that's why, earlier I said how much like that review meant to us, because I'm like, oh my God, that's what I do all week. Like I download my podcast and then I'm like, right? This Nehelenia arc is crazy in Sailor Stars.
Sometimes I'll be the first to admit that there are some podcasts that I will listen to while I'm in my car, and I am a chatterbox. Like I feel like with the podcast I listen to, which some we do share, but there are others like the Yo Video Games podcast, which covers, the video game industry and all of its facets. And I feel like I'm in the conversation, which is great on their part. To be able to suck me in like that and make me just verbally, spout nonsense to nothing. But that's what I like about especially shows like Gundam, because even today I still do that. Like as Jeff and I are watching the episode, sometimes I'll throw in, a little thing, because I feel like I have to say it, because I love it so much. I feel like I'm there.
That's the thing. That's what I love about this medium, is you feel like you're sitting right there with the people talking about this thing you love. And that's why I did that little disclaimer. And by little, I mean, I am very chatty. It was very long about like, if you feel different about the mother situation, like that's just as valid as how I felt, because I want this, and I've said this on the podcast before, and also I think on Twitter, to just be a safe space where we all chill and talk about this really good, really banana show, and we make fun, and then that is super serious, but we make super silly, and it's just a really good time. And we would love to hear, your opinions about it. Yes, and speaking of which, if you would like to contact us, you can tweet at us at Gundam Guys on Twitter. However, your boy Jeffrey runs the Gundam Guys Twitter, so no spoilers. If you want to send spoilers, use the hashtag Mobile Suit Jeffrey. Don't tweet at the podcast because I'll still see it. You can tweet at Keenan at
K. Scott Pearson,
and then have a conversation with him about anything in the Universal Century, I don't know Keenan's knowledge, but SD Gundam builders, yeah, give it a try. See what he knows.
Right.
Quiz him. See really how good of a guide Keenan is before we because I guarantee you, I know a decent amount about Wing and G. I love me some SD Gundam Force. Mm-hmm. And I am very well versed on 13 episodes of this show. And I could give you a hallucinatory recap of NT. That's all I have for you. I've got nothing else to give here.
Thank you to user Harper is my name. That is the first person who has actually used the hashtag to tweet to me.
Nice. I think... Hold on. I'm pulling up... We have our phones out because we're millennials. And we always have them on hand.
It's how I check the Twitter. So.
Yeah, I also spoke with Harper at Harper is my name today. Lovely, big fan. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's a big fan of us. I am a big fan of him. Mm-hmm. Speaking of contacting, you can email us at the Gundam Guys at outlook.com.
Yeah, feel free to send him an email. He does check it
Also, no spoilers.
Yeah, also no spoilers.
Again, also no spoilers. Yep, I even have the email on my phone should you try to get in contact, and I think it shows me if I get a new one.
I certainly hope so.
Well, it says I'm having such a productive day because my focused inbox doesn't have anything, and the other inbox just tells me that people have tweeted at us. So
okay,
I don't believe you've received any, but remember, no spoilers in the emails. And let's all keep having a rad time talking about these giant robots.
Definitely.
And sometimes giant robots known as Megazords, because yet again, heads up, if you've never checked out the Twitter before, I run it, and I really love Power Rangers, and I tweet about it a lot. So, sorry. Not sorry.
Well, thankfully, I've said this multiple times. I feel like Power Rangers, Sailor Moon, a lot of the same stuff that came out around the same time in America, they do have a lot of crossover with each other.
Ooh, I will say, and Keenan doesn't know this yet, but I'm telling him on air so he doesn't have a choice.
Uh-huh.
I will be out of town for a couple weeks in August, so still use the hashtag and tweet at him directly, but I am going to give him the keys to the Twitter castle to promote the show while I am out of town, and I will be taking a Twitter break while I'm in another state.
Fair.
So, congratulations, Keenan!
Yay! I get to drive the car.
I did not tell Keenan this ahead of time,
no.
But you know now. You will be running the Gundam Guys Twitter while I'm gone. Yay!
No problem.
Thank you. You're the best.
And we'll catch y'all later.
So lucky to have you. Bye, y'all.